fans, welcome to my little show about motorsports I like to call In the Pits with me, Stock Car Scott, here each Wednesday on the YouTube during racing season when I feel like it. Well, race fans, the time has come for the 100th and final episode of my little show about motorsports I like to call In the Pits with me, Stock Car Scott, but I will go into that a little later. First, there was no watching live NASCAR practice or qualifying Friday because it was on that dang Phantom Sports 2 channel, and I could not for the life of me figure out how to get to Fox Sports Go, even with the help of the nice lady from Comcast. Luckily, Golf switched to the main Fox on-air Channel 13 in time for the ARCA 200 race at Michigan to be shown on Fox Sports 1. That came on after the Monster Energy Cup qualifying wrapped up with the likable Kyle Larson on the pole. But I had to wait until later and see that on a replay after the ARCA 100 lap race at the 2-mile oval in Michigan. In the ARCA 200, Brandon Jones from Atlanta, Georgia, in the number 8 Nexteer Chevy SS, who is one of my favorite up-and-coming stock car drivers, was on the pole. He led early, then spun in another car's oil, but with no damage, Jones was able to work his way back to the front to win there at Michigan. First and second in ARCA drivers' standings, Austin Terrio and Dalton Sargent finished second and third in the race, while fifth in points, Brett Holmes of Mumford, Alabama, finished fourth in his Southern States Bank Chevrolet. I'll be keeping an eye on this fast young ARCA rookie. That's also a full-time student at Auburn University. Hopefully, he will do well at the next race this weekend at Madison International Speedway in Wisconsin, but I won't be able to see it because it is on that MAV TV. Saturday, I was up early to see the Xfinity 250 at Michigan. The Toad was on the pole, hoping to ruin yet another of the lower tier races, but that was not to be on Saturday. Contact between Bad Brad Keselowski and the Toad on lap 1 spun the number 18 nauseating Camry off the track, and Kyle spent the remainder of the race working his way back up for a top 5. The last few laps of the race saw a great battle between little Denny Hamlin and a new phenom, William Byron, who got used up by the veteran Hamilton in the last few hundred yards for his 16th Xfinity win. Byron's teammate, Elliott Sadler, finished just behind him in third, which put Sadler back into the driver's standings lead, with fellow Junior Motorsports drivers Justin Allgaier in second and new phenom William Byron in third. The next Xfinity event is a race weekend at Iowa with the Camping World Trucks. Now, the trucks raced at Gateway, Illinois on Saturday night while I was down at South Sound Speedway. South Sound got rained out though, so I watched the truck race when I got back home. It was really good, a really good race with Joe Nemechek's boy John Hunter winning with lots of talent and fresher tires on his Silverado over another young talent, Chase Briscoe, in a Brad Keselowski Ford F-150. Johnny Sauter finished third and continues to lead the driver's points going into the race this weekend at Iowa, which is Friday afternoon here, while y'all local commuters will be stuck in traffic. Enjoy! As I said, South Sound Speedway got rained out. The sunny day the Weather Channel predicted for the South Puget Sound area just did not happen. I did get to see trophy dashes while I wolfed down an order of chili cheese fries, and then got to record the super late model dash because my hands were free. It was fun to see Randy Butler take home his first trophy since moving up from the mini stock division. I saw later a few beers were hoisted around a table occupied by the evening's well-deserved hardware. Congratulations go out to Team Butler. I see more trophies in y'all's future because the hard work you guys are putting in showed up this weekend. It's just a shame that y'all didn't get a chance to race. Another thing that was a shame Saturday night was that Molly Helmet qualified 6th, and that wasn't bad. But the invert was, you guessed it, 6. File that under woulda, coulda, shoulda there, race fans. Hopefully racing luck will be with Molly the next time she is at South Sound Speedway. Also, before the rain came, the 3 support divisions ran their heat races, and you can see all of those on my YouTube channel. It was fun to see Dennis Schaefer there in the mini stocks, filling in for Josh McMillan while Josh was with the Royal Purple Northwest Mini Stock Tour at Yakima Speedway for their big race, which was won by Jason Majors. In other Yakima classes, Cody Graham won in the Super Stocks, while in Bump to Pass, Kelly Zacharias was victorious. And my old evergreen mini stock and super late model favorite, Scott Burby, who now lives a little closer to Yakima, won their Hornet main. Great to see that Scott is still out there racing. Next up at Yakima are mini van demolitions, boat races, and also the Old Time Racing Association Hornets and Bump to Pass on the 4th of July. But the next time that I will be there is the following weekend of the 8th for the Better All Auto Sales Twisted Tea West Coast Late Model for their 6th 100 lap race. But I don't have to wait until then to see the next race of my favorite regional racing series, because Saturday they are one of the support races for the Central Welding Supply 125 coming up this weekend at Yakima Speedway, along with another one of my favorite regional series, the Northwest Pro 4 Truck Series for 30 laps. Also, the track, street stock, and Hornet classes will have 30 lap mains. That is a bunch of laps of racing, folks, with 5 divisions for only $20 for adults. Sound like a good deal to me. And for the other ticket prices, you want to check with their website. If 5 divisions of racing isn't your thing, then I don't know why you're watching this show. But you can go check out the monster trucks at South Sound Speedway this Friday and Saturday this weekend. Go check out their website for times and prices. Sounds like it's going to be fun. Then the following weekend is the big super late model event, the West Roads Firecracker 126 with fireworks. It is a favorite event each year for my wife and me. Hopefully the weather will cooperate this year. Also, I read Saturday night, Brittany Zamora set fastest time down in Roseburg, Oregon for the Northwest Super Late Model Series, and then went on to overcome the invert to win her first Super Late Model feature. At Wenatchee Valley Super Oval this past weekend, Riker Agnew won the Pro Late Model feature, and Devin Ehrman won in the Vintage Modifieds, and they also had 3 other support divisions. Wenatchee Valley Super Oval's next show is July 1st with fireworks. Spokane had bus races this past weekend along with 4 or 5 other divisions, and next weekend the schedule says that they are having demolition derbies. I missed Western Speedway in Vancouver, BC last week when I should have reported on the Strawberry Cup results. So here they are this week, a week late. Jeff Montgomery had a big weekend, winning Friday in wing and non-wing sprint cars, then winning the non-wing Strawberry Cup on Saturday. Friday, Marty White won in Vintage Modifieds, then Jimmy White won Saturday in Vintage Modifieds. So I'm guessing those white boys can go pretty fast. Also Saturday, Dwayne Zinstra won in the wing sprint cars. And this weekend, Western Speedway is having demolitions, mini figure 8s, bombers, claimers, and some drifting. Thanks to Cole Sorensen over the past few weeks of this season for reporting on Vancouver going on there for me. And don't forget Hermiston. They are trying real hard to provide entertainment for race fans like us each week. And this weekend they are hosting street stocks, bombers, mini stocks, and bandoleros. Let's see, this weekend there is also IndyCar racing Sunday at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, but I don't care, not really. You know me, I'll be watching Monster Energy Cup road racing at Sonoma. Last weekend they were in Michigan for an interesting race, won from the pole by number 42, Kyle Larson. My oldest brother's new favorite, Chase Elliott, was second at Michigan to Larson again this year. And my favorite driver, Dale Earnhardt Jr., wasn't the worst, relatively speaking, at 9th place. It was Junior's first top 10 in a while. Happy Harvick, my younger brother's favorite, he wound up 14th. Now with this win, Larson moves back into the points lead with the next race at Sonoma, closest to his Walnut Grove, California home. And of course Sonoma is a road course where drivers will have to turn left and right. You know, I really hope to get to go there someday. It would be a nice midsummer trip. Also this weekend is the Grand Prix of Azerbaijan for the Formula One guys. Here in the Northwest, we have to get up very early in the morning out here to see that one on NBCSN. And I hope soon to get out to see last week's #1 movie at the box office, Cars 3. This one looks really good. At least as good as the first Cars movie, but it couldn't be as bad as that second Cars movie. The second movie was supposed to be a children's movie, but characters were killed, maimed, and tortured in what was supposed to be a comedic spy thriller for kids. I'll watch the first Cars movie whenever it's on TV, but when I see it's that second movie, click, 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 I keep on turning the channel changer there. Well, that seems to be it for this episode of my little show about motorsports I like to call In the Pits with me, StockCar Scott, and that puts a wrap on 100 shows done over the past 3 years in hopes that I could reach the underserved racing community here in the great Northwest. Well, that just never really happened. Where as I go racing up here and I see hundreds of race fans enjoying the show almost every weekend up in the stands during race season, that just never really translated to views of In the Pits on the YouTube there. Now don't get me wrong, the videos of racing that I post get many views. The top 9 videos have well over 1,000 views each, and that's great and all, it's just wonderful. But all I do for those videos is shoot, edit, title, and post them. Not much of me goes, or my time goes into the end product there. But In the Pits was all me. Well, most of the time. And if you ever noticed by the running gag during the credits there at the end of the show, it was me. And I stole that gag from a short called Bambi Meets Godzilla by Marv Newland, and I highly recommend watching it there on YouTube or wherever you happen to find it. Bambi Meets Godzilla, it's a classic. In 99 previous shows, In the Pits has only had an average of 3 dozen views after subtracting the views that I use each week to share the show on my Facebook pages. And where I do appreciate the views, an average of 36 views per show hardly justifies the 2 or 3 days effort put in to each episode. And I'm pretty sure many of the people that I would really like to be watching In the Pits are not. I have over 1,000 friends on Facebook. I have over 300 on the In the Pits with StockCar Scott page. And I have 270 subscribers on YouTube. So why do I only get 3 dozen views when I share the show to all of my friends and subscribers? So I guess that's it for me and In the Pits. After all, I have other windmills to joust, other futilities to exercise. I know some of my big fans of the show there might miss it, but don't worry there, Thomas, Dale, Donna, Buck, Kathy, Racing, Tim or Derek, or any of you others. You can still see me at your local racetracks, and having done it a couple of 100 times by now, I might even be able to recite the opening of the show for you if you ask real nicely. Sorry, it looks like for now that I won't be back here next Wednesday on the YouTube, you know. Same stock car time, same stock car channel, because I just don't feel like it. That might change, but I doubt it. So I hope to see all y'all race fans out at your local tracks, because all I ever wanted to do within the pits was to inform folks up here in the remote Northwest that racing is a sport, and they should check it out on their television or at their local area tracks before judging racers and their fans too harshly. I'm hoping that my online endeavor maybe convinced a few folks to attend a local stock car race and that might have never done so otherwise, and it was found to be to their liking. But even though I won't be here attempting to persuade you to attend the local racing events anymore, I still think you need to go regularly to the races because, all races matter. And it's good family fun with hard working folks working hard to put on an entertaining show. And if you don't go to the tracks that you have, soon you will have no tracks to go to. You know as well as I, the Northwest is being invaded by California refugees whose sole purpose in life is to buy a house next to a racetrack, then complain about the sweet music of motorsports competition. Folks, that's about as stupid as moving next to a pasture and complaining about the smell. Those cows were there before those silly Californians, and they know it. But whether cows or cars, Californians complain. You'd think getting out of California with their life savings would make them a little more adaptable and amiable, but no. So, go to your local track and help keep it open before some Californians come up here and have it shut down. How's that for a last crazy rant? Oh, and if you want me to continue with the production of In the Pits, I need to see a boatload of shares, comments, and most importantly, views. I think 300 or 400 would be enough for me to continue to try to entertain you with racing news and results from the Northwest and beyond. But that's 3 times what the most watched In the Pits ever got. So I ain't holding my breath. I will still be posting racing videos from the Northwest on my YouTube channel, and I will probably do something again with me here in Race Central. But until then, I am StockCar Scott, signing off here in Seattle, Washington, once again in the pits. And remember, attend racing at your local track, because all races matter, race fans. Goodbye. Wait. Before I go, a few special thank yous. Heck, I got time. Thank you to Tommy and Holly for this sweet die cast and this nice stand up here. Thanks to Dennis for the awesome trophy that I will cherish and always had on the sets of In the Pits. Thanks to Molly and Jenna for props like the hat that they gave me and the help that they gave me. Thanks to all of the Northwest racing community that welcomed me. Thank you folks down at South Sound Speedway. Thank you folks at Evergreen Speedway and Yakima Speedway, Hermiston Speedway, all the ones that I've been to. Special thanks to everyone connected to the Better All Auto Sales Twisted Tea West Coast Late Model Series. All you folks, past and present, thank you very much. You treated me like a celebrity for doing something that I found fun and I would have done anyway. I appreciate all you folks from back in the Waterboy Sports Show days that helped StockCar Scott to become real, especially my old buddy Nick, for whom I am very grateful. But of course, the person I must thank the most is my partner, my sponsor, my wife, Mary, who allowed this madness and self-indulgence to go on for 100 episodes. Thank you, my darling. I love you very much. And with that, race fans, I bid you fond adieu from here in the pits.